Hi everybody, it's Lisa from H.E.A.R.T, Florida. We're bringing you another one of our inmate interviews, and today we're going to be talking with Tony. Tony, of course, is incarcerated here in one of our prisons in Florida, and he's going to share a little bit about his story with us and what led to his incarceration and what's going on now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present Tony.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Tony, thank you for being here. I understand that you were in the Navy, so please tell us about your Navy career. And thank you for your service.
I joined the Navy in 1989, and I was stationed to the U.S. Rangers, CD-61, and that's the aircraft carrier. And I was part of the air department, and I worked on top of the flight deck. I had a pretty dangerous job where I used to launch the planes from off the ship. I used to launch F-14s, F-18s, E-A-6B, A-6s, S-3s, and so on. Yeah, it was very exciting because I had some great experience. Like, I visited many countries like Subic Bay and Longapo, Philippines, Patty Beach, Thailand, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Singapore. However, we went to war. I went to war in January 1991, the Gulf War. And that was kind of, I was a little nervous on that. But I received National Defense War Medal, the Bronze Star. Although I had some great experience in the Navy, however, after the war, I started having anxiety attacks and didn't even understand them, didn't even realize what was going on. And back then, there was no such thing as Gulf War syndrome, so I didn't know, what I was really dealing with. But I still managed, and it affected me later on in life. But I still enjoyed my time that I did serve.
Well, thank you. That's quite impressive. Thank you again for your service. So after the Navy, tell us what took place in your life. You were a working family man. Tell us how you ended up incarcerated. Go ahead.
State of mind, during that time, to be strong for my family, because we were very close. But unfortunately, like I said before, after the military, I was going through whatever I was going through. Eventually, I didn't understand it and didn't even know how to fix it. But it led me to a dark path where I made bad decisions. And not only did it hurt me, it also hurt my family.
So it sounds like maybe PTSD or something along those lines. But what are you currently sentenced with? What was your actual crime?
I'm currently serving a life sentence for armed burglary. Usually when you hear armed burglary and life sentence, usually you think that something very violent happened or something real dangerous, or the victim was hurt or put in fear, something like that. However, in my case, it was nothing like that. There was no violence involved in my case. And there was no victim put in fear. There was no victim even present at the time.
Okay.
The armed burglary was based on the fact that a gun was stolen from the home while the victim was gone. There was no violence. There was no intent for any type of violence. There was no one around for any violence. It was a burglary and a theft of a firearm. But it was a non-violent crime. And I still received a life sentence for it.
A non-violent crime, and there was no victim. So tell us, how did that come about? How did the robbery come about? What did you help plan it, or give us an idea how
this came about is because of some of the laws that the state of Florida has. They have enhancement laws that can cause people with nonviolent crime to end up with a life sentence. And these enhancement laws should really be looked at, and it's not fair. For example, I can use myself for example of how the enhancement laws can be unfair and harsh. In my situation, I didn't have any violence or anything like that, and I did not have enough points to score out to a life sentence. I only had enough points to score out for 5 to 7.5 years. But however, the way the law is with enhancement, which I qualify, the enhancement allows the court to throw away the guideline sheet and give me the max.
Right.
And that's the problem, because some of the enhancement laws that the state of Florida have, it can cause things like nonviolent people to receive harsh sentences. And these sentences are unfair because the crimes don't even match up to the time. So I think that a lot of people we all need to look into this know what I'm saying, with the enhancement laws that the
Yep.
state of Florida has. As a matter of fact, there should be laws to prevent injustice and unfairness. In the
Yes,
state of
sir.
Florida, as it stands right now, it's not fair and it's not really justice. Some of the enhancement laws, it causes more problems than health. And I really think it's not fair to the people. And this is some things that we need to really look into and try to reform.
Yes, enhancement laws. Yeah, they allow them to sentence you to the maximum penalty, and like you said, they threw away the 5 to 7 years and gave you life. So I'm really sorry. Um, Tell us how you've adjusted to incarceration. What's your mindset, and how have you improved yourself since that time?
That's a good question. Because when the judge gave me life, I had to get over the shock at first. Once I got over that, I had to make up my mind and decide what I want to do with myself. Well, I decided I want to make myself better.
Good.
I wasn't going to lay down. So to do that, I had to first look at myself. I had to look in the mirror. As I was looking in that mirror, I was able to see the flaws, the faults, and my errors. And once I could see that and recognize it, then I knew from there I can improve myself, I can better myself. And that's something I've spent a lot of time doing. And we all have flaws. We may not be perfect,
Right.
and we may not ever reach to be perfect, but we can always work on that. And that's something I continue to do each and every day. We all know the difference between what's right and what's wrong, good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And accountability is something that I hold myself to. And that's accountable for the things I have done and the things that I do. And my accountability also applies when it comes to sticking what is right and what's wrong and what is good and what's bad. Not out of convenience, but what is right. And I continue to do this. And through this process, I wanted to become a better me. I wanted to have more self-awareness. I educate myself for self-improvement. And also, I wanted to learn new skills. I was continuing to try to learn and educate myself and evaluate myself. I always keep trying to go up to another level. And that's a process I continue. The process I'm working on now. This process took me to where I earned many new job skills and many new certifications. I was certified by the Department of Education as a drafter. And after I became a drafter, I got hired by a prison program, which was called Pride Enterprise. And I worked there for 13 years as an AutoCAD
In
operator,
Pride.
where I designed furniture for this company. And I also learned other skills as in writing programs for CNC machines. Not only I wrote codes for CNC machine, I also learned different applications for CAD, such as AutoCAD and SolidWorks. And I still have many other manufacturing skills certifications, and also became a CSS, a customer service specialist, and I'm certified by E.T.A. for lifetime. And I'm still continuing trying to learn new skills.
That's really impressive. Good job. I mean, I know that's been difficult during incarceration, but that is quite impressive. So, good man. Here's a good one for you. If the gates opened for you tomorrow, what would you set out to accomplish?
The first thing I'd like to accomplish is personal, and that is to try to heal the pain that I caused my daughter because I left her in 1995 at the age of 7. Number two, I would like to accomplish is to become a productive citizen, of course, and apply some of the 13 years drafting skills I have. And number three, I also like to help others and advocate, just like this H.E.A.R.T have done for me.
Well, thank you for that, but we're here for you because of you. So, but thank you. And it sounds like you have some really good aspirations. And finally, I'm down to my last question. What do you want our legislators here in Florida to know?
Legislators, hear me out. In 1995, the state of Florida used an enhancement to give me a life sentence for a crime that was committed without any type of violence. And they knew that I was low risk, was no threat, and never committed any type of violence in my past history. Now I ask you, do you find that fair justice? But during this past 25 years I've been serving this life sentence, I've also held myself accountable and made changes for the better to improve myself. Now, I ask legislators, knowing that some of these laws are wrong and they cause injustice, are you willing to make them better and make a change?
Good point.
Legislators, let's make this change. There's many people behind you. Many people support this. Many people have been begging and advocating for a change, not only in the state of Florida, but all over the nation. We can't just close our eyes and think this problem gonna go away. Or when you open it up, you're still gonna see that elephant sitting in the room. Let's do something about this. Let's listen to some of the suggestions that people have been putting up there. Let's look at some of the proposals, such as the second look at, where we can reevaluate someone, review them, and modify their sentence. Let's look over some of the enhancement laws and weed out the bad parts of the enhancements so it won't cause an injustice to anyone else again. Let's convert life sentence to 40 years, at least for the ones who are non-violent.
Right. And those are some really valid points, and I will make sure that this clips from this will get sent to some of our legislators, and we will share it on H.E.A.R.T. So, Tony, thank you for your time.
I'd like to thank the H.E.A.R.T organization for getting our voices and our stories out there. And I'd also like to thank the H.E.A.R.T organization for advocating and fighting for us. And hopefully we'll get some reform done. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Again, I'm sorry that this has happened, and thank you for your service. And we're going to do everything we can to get this to the right people so that they can hear, in your own words, your story. So thank you again for your time, and God bless. Well, everybody, that's a wrap, and you've heard Tony's story in his own words of his incarceration and being handed a life sentence for robbing a house where a gun was stolen. No one was home, no victim. I know the homeowner was the victim, but no violent crime, and he was handed a life sentence because of the enhancements here in Florida, which is something our legislators do need to be aware of. So when they see some of these bills come through, they understand what the minimum mandatories are, and laws like PRR and FMR and so on. And so when you can, please share this, and let's get Tony's story out there and show it to people where hopefully it can make a difference. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in for the latest segment of From the Heart. And I'm Lisa, and everyone have a good night. Thank you.